What's going on, guys? All right, so the date today is August 22nd, 2024. Currently, what we have is price took out the previous daily high, is currently rejecting this daily fair value gap to the left. Target is honestly unclear to me as of right now. This could potentially be a manipulation because we just had 9:45 news. If you drop down to the smaller time frame on the 1 minute, you can see that price created this SMT at the high, right? There could potentially be these internal swing lows could potentially be the liquidity that is the targets for today's session. But it is unclear exactly because where exactly the draw is going to be, because we are in a bullish market, and although we stabbed up, that could be the manipulation to bring price to maybe this low potentially, right? But it is also uncertain that it will go down there in my eyes currently. But the only thing I do like that I see is the SMT at the high. But the only thing is that I don't have an identified target exactly. So because I don't have an identified target that's clear as day to me on the downside, this SMT to me is kind of or this manipulation move to me is kind of not that, it doesn't give me a lot of conviction to enter the trade. So this could potentially be sells right here. I'm gonna take shorts for 250. If it doesn't take off, I'm gonna take shorts. Okay, so what I see here now is, so price came up out of the previous daily high, tapped into the daily fair value gap, created this SMT at the high. Price came down close to this low, right? So what this indicates to me is generated liquidity. Because we have the SMT at the high here, and then this on NQ, this high swept this high. This to me is a turtle suit, right? Because initially we have this manipulation move to take price lower, right? And then this is a manipulation move as well. But this SMT initially is the indication that we want to go lower, right? So unfortunately, again, I just missed this trade. I was calculating my risk size. I wasn't able to react too quickly, but there's still, we still potentially could get in if it retraces back, but I'm not going to chase this trade. If it plays out, it plays out. Yeah, 1 to 2 hit. Okay, so I'm just going to do a recap on the trading session from today. So the three most important things that need to be identified for me is where I'm targeting, so the target liquidity, and where the manipulation is, right? And obviously going into the day, you need to create a directional bias, right? So the overall direction to me is bullish, right? But because I'm scalping and I'm on a smaller time frame, I need to be able to adapt and identify where the draws on liquidity is, so where the manipulation is and where my targets are, right? So going into the day, before seeing all of this price action here to the downside, it was, I wouldn't say it was unclear to me that these lows need to be taken out, but there's nothing significant that screams liquidity to me, right? If there was potentially maybe equal lows or something, or some sort of SMT sell pattern that I would have seen that indicate liquidity, maybe I would have been more confident holding a position to this low. But as you guys seen previously in the video, I did try to enter the short position here on MNQ at the high. And if I knew that this was the initial target instead of just this low, I definitely would have potentially just jumped in and entered, because this is still a good risk to reward, right? So unfortunately, this draw was, I just wasn't able to clearly identify this draw, even though it is a swing point. So automatically, like, there is liquidity here. But because I was unable to identify this target like very clearly, I didn't have confidence in just jumping in anywhere here and taking price to this low, right? But if I was able to identify the target more clear, I definitely would have been able to capitalize on this move. The entry to me was definitely clear as day. We got an SMT here and we got a turtle soup taking out this high, and this held, right? So the manipulation and entry model was clear as day to me, but the target was not. Because if I had entered here, this would have been my target, because I also did not have a lot of confidence that price was going to come and just take this out. Although we do have this daily fair value gap here sitting that price just tapped into, I wasn't super confident, and I didn't expect price to take this daily fair value gap today. So that's basically the recap on my session. The three main important things, as I said, is target needs to be identified, manipulation needs to be identified, and the entry model, right? So I got all those things today. I was unable to capitalize or clearly identify where the target was. I guess that's why I wasn't able to capitalize on this trade today. But other than that, like, I do think I did a good job today, just because I was able to identify the manipulation, and I did not get caught in any sort of traps or any losses. I didn't take any losses today. So the only thing that I could say about today is that I wasn't able to capitalize on the trade. But other than that, I wasn't jumping on anything. I wasn't pulling trigger too early, and I was able to identify things clear as day, because even around this area, when this took out this swing low and this didn't yet, I knew price was going to come and target this, right? But there was no entry model here for me to take price to this low. So yeah. So it's good that now I'm able to clearly identify the market, the phases that the market is in, and I'm clearly able to identify my models. So this was a good session. As I said, just didn't make money, and that's okay, because it's about capital preservation in the long run, right? So I'll see you guys next time. Peace and love.